never get free. Lamb to the slaughter, what you gon' do when there's blood in the water? The price of your greed is your son and your daughter. What you gon' do when there's blood in the water? Look me in my eyes, tell me everything's not fine, or that people ain't happy.
Hi guys, this is Ravenclaw What If. Welcome back to another What If story. Now this is a What If Deku is a Sith Lord, part 9. I really don't know what the name of, I really don't know the, I really don't know what to name this part. I've named every part except for one in this one, because I'm not totally sure what I'm gonna name this one. Give me a second here. Okay, I got a good, the first name I could think of. This is a What If Deku is a Sith Lord, outnumbered. Part, 9. Alright, must apologize for, the late upload. It took a little bit to get the story together, then to collect all the pictures, the artwork, and all the fun stuff that I've been implementing in my What Ifs more recently now. And the fact that, freaking leg, for some reason I cramped up my leg yesterday or this morning. So enough about me and my problems. Let's get down to this What If. As Izuku is, he's still asleep. I got a text real fast. Give me a second. Alright, I'm tweaking, female Shoto name a little bit. I'm gonna call her, Shota. So I could, easier to identify her as a female instead of a male. So you guys don't get confused. So, Shota would be called Shota. That's for, for my sake. So, I should have start calling her that, like, in the beginning, but I just... Because when I first made this, I wasn't, like, totally sure how to pronounce, like, a female version, because... So, in, future What Ifs, female, Shota will be called Shota. And female Izuku's will be called, Izzy. Because, it's easier that way. As Midoriya is in bed, or where, he's where we left last time we left off. As Izuku's laying in bed with, Shota. As she has her arms wrapped around his waist. As they're facing, they're sleeping like, facing the same direction. She just has her arm wrapped around his waist because, she fell asleep and body heat. All that stuff happens. As Izuku is having a vision, as all he sees in his nightmare slash vision, as he's walking in a cave that has Kaiba crystals, as he sees these glowing several eyes in this water, as suddenly some tentacles pour up, come shortly out of water, grabbing him and throwing him in the water. As Ezekiel wakes up, panting. As Ezekiel gently puts Shota's hand on the bed, as he gets up, as he walks out the door, it's late at night still. As Ezekiel steps outside the, one of the buildings inside the abandoned base of the Imperials. As Cassandra sees Izuku just staring off in the distance, as she's, Izuku, what's wrong? You're up pretty late. Shouldn't you be asleep? As she has something covering her. I'm not sure if like pure-blooded Sith, like don't know if they like how their body works when it comes to feeling cold and stuff like that. Let's say she has some sort of poncho on or something warmer, because what she's wearing right now is kind of skimpy. So as Izuku, oh sis, what is it? Clearly, they're not like literally brother and sister, but she sees Izuku as a little brother. So did Izuku sees her as a sister, even though they're from different species. As Izuku's like, I had an I had one of those nightmares. Like I had one of those nightmares. As she's like, explain, Izuku. As she explained, and she's like, I don't think that's a nightmare, Izuku. It's difficult to many Sith and Jedi. It's hard to separate the two. As Izuku says, so Cassandra, is there a does this planet hold any Kaiba crystal caves? As she tells Izuku to get inside. As they get into a room, as she tells him to sit down and meditate. As they're meditating to get Izuku his nerves under control. As she's like, after a while, yes, Izuku, this planet does have a Kaiba crystal cave, but it's crawling with it's in the more heavy populated exchange control area. They patrol that area quite a bit, Izuku. She's like, speaking of Kaiba crystals, have you actually created your own yet? Your own lifesaver? As Izuku's like, no, Cassandra, I haven't. I think it's about time you created. It's about time you form your own lifesaver now. Been meaning to do it, sis, but haven't had the right time to do it. Considering we haven't been in one spot long enough. Very well. I guess I should do that. As she's like, not now. Why don't you go back to bed? And you could do that tomorrow. We'll talk more in the morning. As she drags Izuku back, it points to the room where he was coming from. As Izuku goes back to lay down in his bed. Oops, sorry. As the sun rises after some time, as Shota gets up, as she shakes Izuku, as she's like, Izuku, get up, it's morning. As Shota and Izuku leave the room, as you have Cassandra waiting for them. Good, you two are awake. As Shota's like, what's going on? I have to make contact with the huts, but I don't know how long that's going to take. It could take between a day or hour, depending on the hut's mood. But while you're doing that, Izuku, I want you to go and collect. I want you to collect your own Kaiba crystal. This planet is. It's very strong in the Force. Especially. This planet is very balanced for some reason. Fit well. I almost can guarantee you'll find a Kaiba crystal meant for you. After all, Kaiba crystals don't Uh, a person doesn't choose a kyber crystal. Uh, kyber crystal will choose you. And be careful. Try to stay on the radar. We don't want to have the exchange on our more alert than they already are on our presence. As Izuku's, yes, of course, sister. There you go. And Shota, go with Izuku. Go with Izuku, just in case. And she's like, of course, I would have gone with him regardless. As she smiles, seems like you two are getting a little close. As she kind of blushes a little bit. As Izuku looks at her, Cassandra, what do you mean? Well, considering you were sleeping together the whole night. As, Midori doesn't really care. She's just giving him a hard time. Shota's blushing a little bit. As, Cassandra's like, don't worry, Shota. I won't tell if, you won't tell. As she winks at her. As, Shota's getting irritated with her. I'll catch you later, Izuku. As she leaves. They walk out of the abandoned Sith base. As sorry, as Cassandra gave him the location, where is that? Because she did a lot of she knows quite a bit about this planet because of the intel she gathered while Yuzuki was doing his mission, that killing that bloody skull gang, one of their bases. There's no more there's no more bases for the pirate group on this planet, but there's several others on different other planets. So they'll come back in the story at some point in the near future. So as Izuku's walking with Shota, as they have I forget what they're called. As Shota and Izuku has they have like I'm not what they're called. I think they're called robes, hoods. As they're Izuku's wearing a black robe just to cover his face. So does as Izuku hands her a robe before they got into a populated area. And she's like, "What's this, Izuku?" So we don't get spotted. As they put the hood over them, as they go over to a rental place to rent speeders. As he gets to the person that does the rental stuff, he sells them. He sells speeders and rents them out. As Izuku gets to the man, as Izuku gets to the counter, as he's like, "I need a speeder to rent." As he throws some Imperial credits, as he's like, "Huh, very well. You're lucky. I just recently got some new stock in. Um, I recently got some new stock." As Shota sees the one she likes, she keeps, Izuku sees that. And she's like, "I want that one and that one." As Shota noticed that, the one that she been eyeing. As the man's like, "Huh, that one's gonna cost you extra. That one's a newer model. The credits you gave me is not quite enough." As he's asking for more. As he could easily do a Jedi mind trick, or but he doesn't want to do that. As he pays the little bastard some more credits. He's like, "Fine, here. Give me an hour and I'll get him outside for you. Give me a couple hours and I'll have him outside the city for you." I have as he gets them in as he transports them, as he's waiting outside the city. As Izuku sees the speeders as the man greets him. It's a pleasure doing business with you. And if you try to steal my property, I'll put a bounty on your head. As Izuku says, don't worry, I have no interest in stealing your property. As Izuku gets on the speeder, as so does Shota. And she's as Izuku, you ready? And she's like, yes, I'm ready. Let's go. As they speed off, as Izuku singles Shota to stop. And she's like, what's wrong, Izuku? We have do you feel that disturbance? And she's like, yeah, I do. Let's hold tight for now. As they hear like battling, it's the Hutsmen in the exchange. As they're at each other's throats as he sees the battle, as he has binoculars, as he's like, let's go around. It's a longer way, but I really don't want to have another battle, especially with this exchange right now. And she's like, all right, Izuku. As several hours pass, as they finally get to the entrance of the cave, as Shoto is about to walk in, as Izuku puts his hand out, wait, Shota, arm, be careful. I have a bad feeling about this place. And she's like, what do you mean, Izuku? I'm not sure. Last night I had either, Cassandra said it was either a vision or a nightmare. Just be on guard. And she's like, why didn't you tell me about it? And Izuku's like, it's, I didn't, it took me by surprise. I've never had a vision before. It seemed like more like a nightmare, but Cassandra said it was, Sis said it was, could be vision, but I'm a cautious man. As Izuku ignites his lifesaver, as so does Shota, as they walk into the cave. Izuku and Shota gets in the cave. Shota, stay away from the water. As they're traveling in the cave, as he's looking for his Kaiba crystal, as he's like, no, not here. As as suddenly he gets a give me a second here. Ah, sorry guys. As Shota's like, I've never seen so much Kaiba crystals in one cave before. This is amazing. As Izuku kind of get a urge to walk in this direction, a certain direction, um, as Shota, sorry guys, as Shota barely looked away from Izuku for a second, as he's walking somewhere else. As Shota's like, Izuku, where are you going? As he's not paying attention to her right now. He's kind of getting a I forget how what the word was called. As he feels like something is guiding him. As Shota grabs Izuku's hand. Izuku, I've been trying to call you. Oh, sorry, Shota. I don't know. I have some urge to go this way. I think the crystals, I think my, there's a, I think a Kyber crystal is calling me. I've heard about this. When you create your own lightsaber, you have some sort of pull towards a Kyber crystal. As they're walking, as he sees, he sees there's the Kyber crystal that he's getting pulled to It's inside the water. As he's like, of course, it's inside the water. Of all things. As Shota's like, why are you so cautious about the water? I don't know. The vision I had was I didn't see what was in the water, but I have a feeling that I'm about to find out. As he takes off his shirt, as he's about to dive, as Shota blushes a little bit. As she's like, "What are you doing? I don't want to get my shirt wet." So or his or his cloak. As he jumps in the water, as the kyber crystal that's calling out to him or whatever. Sorry. It's pretty deep in the water. As he sees a big purple crystal. As he collects it, as something swim by him pretty fast, as he doesn't know what that was, as he turns around, as all he sees is several eyes looking at him in the far distance. As Izuku he has a breathing thing in his mouth so he can breathe underwater. As he looks around, as the things keep moving around, it's pretty dark inside the water. So as he's getting out of there. As he swims up, as a tentacle grabs on his leg, pulling him down. As Izuku force, give me a second here. As Shota's on the surface, pacing, as she's like, he's been down there too long. As she senses Izuku, in danger, as she runs, jumps in the water. As she has I don't know if a lightsaber would work on underwater. As she has some sort of sword or dagger, a melee weapon that's not a lightsaber. She always keeps a spare, just in case. As she jumps in the water, as she sees tentacles wrapping around Izuku, as Izuku can't do anything right now, he can't shock the water because he would get shocked too. Electricity. I don't know if Sith lightning works that way when it comes to water. I'm just saying it does because why not? So as she cuts off the tentacle wrapping around Izuku, as she grabs him as they're swimming up, as Shota pulls Izuku on the surface, as he's like, thanks. I knew going in that water was a mistake. Shota, get your lightsaber ready. We have company. As he sees several bubbles in the water, as he sees, as something comes bursting out of the water. As Izuku sees this creature, as he's like, what the hell is that? As Izuku instantly uses Sith lightning, shocking the creature as it screeches and screams. As his tentacles is going crazy as it hits the wall or one of the pillars. As several rocks starts falling. As Izuku grabs Shoto's hand. We need to get out of here now. As their presence inside the cave woke up a lot of them. As they're all popping out of the water as they're heading towards Izuku and Shota. They finally, as Shota stops because they think they're safe. As Shota's like, what the hell is that? I don't know, Shota, but we need to get out of this cave. It's not safe here. As you have one of them's on top of the ceiling as a tentacle was going to wrap around Shota's neck. As Izuku senses it as he cuts the tentacle down before he gets to Shota. As Shota eyes widen, as she sees the tentacle, as they both look up, as they see this big, it's a bigger version, as it jumps, falls down, as it roars, or, makes noise, as it goes into attack, as Shota and Izuku go into action, as Shota dives underneath the creature, as she stabs the creature while she's going on underneath it, as Izuku jumps up and stabs it right on top of it, as it screeches, as Shota force pushes it, as Izuku does a backflip, lands right beside Shota, as he uses his lightning, as it's screaming and twitches. As they finally get outside, as they jump on their speeders, and as they drive off, as they get back to the city, as they return the speeders, as they get back to the Ben and Sith, the abandoned Sith base, as Cassandra's waiting for them. As Cassandra sees Shota and Izuku, and she's like, "Good, you're here. You got here earlier than I thought. So how did it go?" As Izuku's like, "The place was infested with some sort of creatures. That wasn't fun." Yeah, she smiles. "Well, that's interesting. Please." As she gestures Izuku to sit down on the floor. She has something wrapped in some sort of rag. Not rag, but cloth. She sets it down in the middle. And she's like, Izuku, sit here. She's like, Izuku looks at her. Sorry, guys. Oh. Izuku sits down. And she's like, what's in the cloth? As Cassandra smiles, as she's like, a present that I've been meaning to give you for a while. As Izuku unwraps the cloth, as he sees two lifesavers, as he's like, it's a quite sorry, guys. They're magnificent. As he looks at her, these are quite well made. I've never seen hilts like this. As he examines it, as Cassandra smiles, I had them custom made for you, Izuku. I've had them for a while. As this is what his lightsabers are gonna look like. I thought they were pretty cool looking. The artwork on it is this, yeah, it's pretty cool. So it's golden with red and black. So as Izuku examines them, as he puts them back in the cloth, as both of the lifesavers float in the air, as he disassembles them using the force, as the Kaiba crystal that he has two of them, so because he likes wielding two lifesavers, he likes dual wielding. So as the Kaiba crystal, as the lifesaver gets reformed, as they gently return back on the cloth. As Izuku gets up, as both lightsabers come towards Izuku's hand, as immediately that he has them in his hand, as he ignites them, as they're a purple blade, as he does a couple practice swings. As amazing. They're very light. They're a perfect fit. As she's like, I thought they would be perfect for you. With your type of style. As Izuku thanks her. And she's like, no problem, little brother. As that happens. Now that taken care of, little brother. Let's go meet the Huts. As Izuku, are you? They already. You already got contact with them already? And she's like, yes. It was. They're quite eager to meet us after the eradication of the Bloody Skulls. I think I named that pirate group the pirate group that you wiped out, you took care of. They were quite a thorn in their side. So we have an audience with the Huts. The Hut. Let's go. As they both leave, all three of them leave. As they get to the complex where the hut is, as there's a guard, as the guard's like, state your business. As they both, all three of them have a hood on. I forget, they're called hoods. Cloak. Yeah, it'll be basically cloak. As Cassandra speaks up, as she's like, your master, your boss is expecting us. We have a meeting with the hut. As he's like, hold on one moment. As he goes and contacts his superior, boss, we have visitors. They said they're expecting you. As someone intercom, let them in. Yes, sir. Go on ahead. Don't try anything. You'll be gunned down immediately. As they walk past the dude, they get to the hallway. As a man walks, waiting for them. Ah, so you must be the outsiders. Follow me. Be respectful, or you'll die. My boss is waiting for you. As they pat him down, as they pat them down, as they're like, huh, Jedi? As Cassandra's, no. Sith. Great. I hope you're not with the Imperials. No. Izuku, no. We have no connection with the Imperials. Good. It would be a shame to kill you. As they get to the hut's meeting, as they get to the room where the hut is, it's a big open area. As they see the hut, as he has a scar on his right eye from a lightsaber, as he sees the three, as Cassandra is talking with the hut in his own language, as the hut's surprised, as he's like, huh, didn't know any of the other lesser races know our tongue. There's no need. I could talk basic. So the other two could follow. So I take it from my intel. According to my intel, you are responsible for relieving me of my current competitor. As Cassandra, no, that's not. I had no part in that one. As he's like, interesting. Then who? It was my brother, Izuku. My younger brother. As he's like, I wish to see him. I wish to see your face, human. He could tell he's human. As Izuku takes off his cloak, as he sees his face, As he's like, judging by the look of you, you're a Sith. I've had dealings with your kind before. So, what does the Empire want? As Ezekiel gets a disgusted look in his face. We have no connection with those Empire scum. As he starts laughing, good. I would hate to dirty my house. I would hate dirty my floor. The servants would be it would take hours to clean up. As they're discussing what's happening now, as he's like, huh, so you wish to trade? Very well. You have full permission. You helped me out quite a bit. What is your name, human? Izuku. Well, Izuku. As we cut to outer space. As Izuku, Shota, and Cassandra feels a disturbance in the force. As Izuku, do you feel that, sis? Cassandra? Yes, I do. We need to hurry. As several men come piling through. Sir, we have a problem. What is it? The Empire. They're here. As several ships come out of hyperspace. As the Empire have brought down a whole fleet on the planet. As they're entered the atmosphere, as you have Dobby open fire. As the whole fleet is bombarding the planet. As they're targeting the air defenses. As there's a massive battle with the exchange. As they're just the exchange is getting their ass kicked. They're getting they're getting beat pretty bad. As three ships land, as Toga, Emperor's Wrath, Dobby, and Shigaraki lands. As Toga's finally we're here. So, where is this Izuku? So, where's our target? As Dobby points in that direction, I can sense him. He's quite powerful in the Force. And there's two others. They don't matter. All we need is the boy. As soldiers are marching through all the city. As a whole platoon of stormtroopers or the Imperial soldiers are as Toga's, all right, boys, kill everyone except for our target. Wipe the rest out. They're not important. As Toga smiles, as she ignites her lightsaber, let's have some fun. As Dobby and Toga walk off, as Shigaraki scoffs, can't believe I have to work with these idiots. Master should have just brought me. I'm more than enough to handle this job. I'll show him. The Hut's talking to his men. Keep our operation. Make sure our people are on guard. We're safe here for now. Now, this, despite the imps invading my planet, let's talk business. What type of trading you want to do here? I could give you a good price. As the Hut smiles, he's a greedy one. As Cassandra hands him a data pad, what she needs. As he's like, huh. Hands over to the second command, looking it over. Huh, this is quite doable. As he gives a price. That's a discount. Considering how useful, how helpful you've been since you've been on the planet. As they get their info, as you know, I'll have it delivered in about an hour or so. It's going to be a little more difficult with the Empire here. Don't know what they're after, but they're after someone. Sorry guys. As everyone hears gunshot outside of the building, as the Hut gets up get his fat butt up, as he's like, this way, Sith. I can't have someone so useful get captured by the Empire. I'm not stupid. They're after something, and my guess is you lot. But don't worry, I'm no friend of Empire. I had them get off my planet once before, and I'll do it again. As they direct a back way out. Take care of yourself, Izuku. We'll meet again. Hopefully, under more, better circumstance. As the secret way out closed behind them, as they're going out, as the door blasts open from the front area, as several stormtroopers come piling in, shooting everyone. As you have Dabi, Toga, and Shigaraki come in, as Toga has the front guard outside, up in the air as she's walking, as she's force choking him while she's walking. As Dabi, Toga, kill him, as she snaps his neck. Hello there, Hut. As he pulls out a hologram, as it shows a picture of Izuku. I'm looking for this. I'm looking for, what's it called? I'm looking for Izuku Midoriya. He's on this planet. It would be appreciated if you tell us his location. Hut. As a Hut, I don't know who you think you are, Imperials, but you don't walk on my planet and demand anything. As Shigaraki, enough of this. As she shocks the Hut with Sith lightning. Tell us where the green-haired kid is now, or I start taking pieces off. As Toga says, people call me unreasonable. Shigaraki, enough. I don't have to listen to you. As he gets lifted up in the air, thrown against the wall. I told you enough. I'm in command here. You are not. I am the Emperor's wrath. You're nothing but a temporary apprentice to my master. It's like, damn you, I'll kill you. As Toga's like, As she points her lightsaber at Shigaraki's neck. enough of that, boys. Especially you. You're too unstable. As that's just so ironic that Toga's saying that, because she's very unstable. As Shigaraki, that's laughable. You're more unstable than I am. As Toga smiles, kicks him in the face. Don't get me wrong. I like killing as much as the next girl. But we are on a mission. We can't get information if you kill him. So I suggest you fall in line. As the whole nice smile Toga disappears to a serious Toga. I have no problem killing you. As he points a gun at the three. The what did I call the group called? The Vanguard Death Squad. Enough. Go anywhere near enough, or you're all dead. As Dobby says again, where is he? We don't know who that is. We haven't seen him. If there's any outsiders, they're not here. As very well. We'll be back. If I found out you're hiding him, if you knew where he is and lied to me, I'll burn this planet alive. As Dobby knows they're lying. As you know what? Enough. As they're both walk away, as Dobby stops, as he gets a smile on his face, as Toga's like, "What are you? What is it, boss? What is it, leader, or commander, or whatever? Wrath." And the merchandise that Izuku or Cassandra ordered from them, they've been already paid for, so they're on their way. About time they get back to ship, it will be there. As Dobby gets a smile, as he's like, I know you're lying, but it doesn't matter. As he uses force fire. As he burns, he eradicates them all, killing the Hut and his second command. As Shigaraki is kind of scared a little bit. He's shooken up by that. Let's go. You, come here. As one of the soldiers, get the surveillance recording. I want to know if our target's been here. As after several hours, as they're waiting outside, as the stormtrooper comes in. Here, sir. Good. Let's go. As Dobby says, find the target. If you have to burn this whole if you have to burn this whole planet to the ground, then I will. Find him, and I will not accept any failures. As they're walking down the street, as all you hear is rounding up civilians and shooting them. As they're massacring the whole population. Disgusting planet. As Dobby's, I think I have idea where they were hiding out. As Tugger's like, what do you mean, Dobby? This planet had we have an Imperial base here that was abandoned quite some time ago. If my memory serves me correct, that's a perfect spot for them to lie low. Let's check that place out. As Dobby As Dobby uses the force to pull the door off the hinges, as he throws it, as he walks in, expects the base, as he touches the ground, as he was here not that long ago. Trooper, I want him found. Start searching. As he points to some direction out in the wilderness. Go. As they're going, as they get on speeders that they just randomly took. And she's like, took us like, oh, I've always wanted to ride one of these. I always thought they were fun. As they're both, as all of them are, as Dobby's like, they're not going to get away. As we cut back to Izuku, as they're having all the merchandise that they bought transported on the ship, as everyone senses what's coming, as Izuku, I need to get the ship ready. Take care of, keep them occupied. Yes, sister. As a unit of the Imperials, coming off their speeders, as they signal, sir, we've looked at the target. As they're firing at Izuku and Shota, as Izuku ignites his lightsaber, as he's reflecting the blaster fire, as he shoots a ray of Sith lightning, frying all the stormtroopers. Shota, are you hurt anywhere? As she's like, no, Izuku, I'm not. We have company, Izuku. Shit, more of them. As 3 speeders come in, as they stop, as they all 3 get out, as they walk slowly towards Izuku and Shota. You must be Izuku. It's a pleasure to meet you finally. I am Wrath. And Tsuku's like, oh, you are Izuku. I've been looking forward to meeting you for a while. As Shigaraki's like, come on, let's just get this over with. Come. You have 2 choices, Izuku. This is Dobby, as Dobby's like, you have 2 choices, Izuku. Come with us quietly, or it might get a little rough with you. It will get a little rough for you. As Izuku, I don't think so. Imperials. As he ignites his lightsabers. As Shigaraki smiles. Finally! That is what we're talking about. As Toga and Dobby try to... As Shigaraki goes straight into attack. As Dobby stops Toga. Let him have his fun. I want to see how powerful this Midori is. And she's like, oh, that's fine. I wanted to play with him. Don't worry. Don't worry, Toga. He's coming with us regardless. As Izuku walks towards Shigaraki, as Shigaraki's running at him, Shota, I need an exit strategy. Take care of it. And Shota's, are you sure, Izuku? Yeah, it'll be fine. I'll handle this loser. As she runs to the ship, as Toga and Dobby, Wrath, should we take care of her? No, let that one go. She's not important. All we're after is the boy. we're all we after is the long haired, green haired guy. Ooh, sorry guys. As Shigaraki and Izuku clash in a lightsaber battle, as Izuku is as Izuku's pushing Shigaraki back, as they're clashing, as Shigaraki's losing foot, as Izuku force pushes him, as he goes flying, as Dobby catches Shigaraki. Shigaraki slaps his hand. Don't get in my way, Wrath. He's mine. That bastard's gonna pay. Make me look like a fool. As Dobby's like, you need to calm down, Shigaraki. You need to keep your head in the game. We're not here to kill him. We're here to capture him, remember? As he just, fine. As Dobby unleashes, ignites his lightsaber. As he's like, Toga, Shigaraki, let's take them together. He seemed to be quite, he seemed to quite be, quite impotent. I think I could handle him alone. But, after all, we're a squad. As he's using teamwork, as Toga finally, some fun. As Izuku is fighting off all three of them. As a few minutes has gone past, as Dobby breathes heavy, as he's like, quite impressive. Never thought, never thought you were that powerful. You're indeed a unique find, Midoriya. But doesn't matter. My master wants to meet you. You're coming with us regardless. As Shigaraki jumps at Izuku, as Izuku throws him the opposite way using the force, as he slams against a boulder, as he's out for the count. As Toga came up from behind Izuku, as Izuku blocks her attack without him even looking at her. As he's like, huh, you guys are not bad yourselves. Except for that one over there. That's very disappointing. Figured he would do a lot more better. Considering how eager he was to die. I had enough of this. Let's finish this. As Izuku rushes Dobby and Toga, as he's battling both of them at the same time, as they're using teamwork, as Toga uses force push, as so does Izuku, as they're in a stalemate, as Toga's losing ground, as she goes flying, as Dobby jumps backwards, throws Sith lightning, as Izuku reflects it with his lightsaber, redirecting it, as he shoots Sith lightning at Dobby, as he does the same, as Dobby's like, "You're right, Toga, I'm fine. I didn't realize he was going to be this much fun." As the ship activates, as the rear guns activate, as Shota is firing at them, as Toga and Dobby jump out of the way, get cover, as Cassandra, get in now, we need to leave. As he jumps into the back of the ship, as the door closes, we need to get out of here now. As Izuku's running towards the ship, as Toga's right behind him, as he shoots Sith lightning, as she has to deflect it. She has to stop to do that. As no, she's keep running, and she's still running, reflected in mid run, as 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 Cassandra gets a heavy duty gun, as it's a heavy gun, as she immediately starts firing, as Toga has to take cover, as Izuku jumps, as the ship closes, as it blasts off, as Dobby's trying to stop the ship, as Toga sees that, as Dobby's like, no, wait. Toga's like, what are you doing? They're getting away. They can't get far. Get the ship. As Dobby picks up Shigaraki. Come on, let's go. Our target's escaping the planet. Pursuit. But don't destroy. Disable. Only. Understood, Commander. Understood, my lord. As that happens, we're already at almost an hour. So we're gonna stop it here. Hope you guys have a good night and day, judging by time zones. And I'm not sure what if I'm gonna do next. I think I'm gonna do one more of the of what if Deku and Toga are twins. Then I'm gonna go back to Demon Shadow, at least to get to the 5th part. Then then hopefully by then I'll have a good enough story for the Android 17 Deku out. So there's that. So hope catch you guys later. All right, bye.